Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from IT Untitled Channel. We will continue our lab, the Red Alert Lab. This is the video number 71. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have been working now for 6 videos on creating a Windows 11 master image with all of the tricks and tips and tweaks to make a very stable and a very stable Windows 11 master image and a very fast actually also operating system. We will tweak the Windows 11 to be more faster, more reliable, more user friendly, okay, because most of the users when Microsoft is introducing new operating systems, especially Windows 11, it's a little bit different than Windows 10. So the users take a little bit of a time to adapt to the new graphical interface of Windows 11. So some of our tweaks try to customize this new layout of Windows 11 to be more familiar and user friendly to the users. So we have been working now for 6 videos on creating the Windows 11 master image. In this video number 7, we will continue working on different tips and tricks and tweaks for Windows 11 and to create a Windows 11 master image. So we will continue in this video. We will talk about creating a master profile. So all of the previous videos we have been doing a lot of things to make the Windows 11 more faster, more reliable and more user friendly. So these changes will affect affects two things: affect the computer as a whole and affect the user profile in specific. So some of these changes and tweaks will will affect the whole PC. So any user is sitting on this machine will see these effects, and some of these changes will only affect certain users that are sitting on this machine. So for example, I have created a profile called Keraof, or I have created a user on this machine called Keraof4. Some of the tweaks and tips and tricks that I have done will only affect Keraof user account on the Windows 11. So we need all of these tips and tricks and tweaks that is affecting Keraof4 to affect all of the users on Windows 11, the recent ones and the current one, and the users in the future that will be created on Windows 11. Okay, so in this video we will make Keraof4 the default profile, or it will be the master profile for all of the users on the Windows 11 machine. So for example, some of the things that will only be seen by Keraof, it is the start menu. Okay, the tweaks and tricks of the start menu, the icons on the desktop itself as a background, and so on. So some of these changes will only be seen by Keraof. So we need all of these changes to be seen also by other users. Okay, so we will make Keraof4 the master profile or the default profile for all of the users on this machine. We will use a program called DevProf. Okay, this DevProf, it's actually a program that it's a free program that a certain company provided for free, and also provide other utilities that are very useful. I will give you the website. Some of these utilities help you to migrate user profiles from one domain to another, but take care, I have used one of these programs. It will migrate the user profile or the Windows user profile from one domain to another, but it will take also the registry entries of this user and migrate it to the new domain. So it will not only take the user profile or the Windows user profile and migrate it from one domain to another, but it also will take the registry keys of this user and take it from one domain to another. Okay, let's see what is DevProf, or where I have get this program DevProf. So this is the website, it's called Friendcent. Okay, this is the website. You have free downloads. One of these programs is DevProf. Okay, it helps you to DevProf updates the default Windows user profile with documents and setting from another user profile that you specify. You can use DevProf on Windows 7 where the copy to button is grayed out in the user profile dialog box. Anyway, this is updated to add support to Windows 10 and Windows 11. Okay, so simply you just type a command in the command prompt, devprof, then you type the profile that you need all users to be alike or to be the default profile for other users, and we will see how we will do it in this video. And there is some tools also, something called profbat is a utility used with user profile wizard to automate the push migrations of computers listed in a file. Anyway, I didn't use this program before, but you are welcome to try it. And there is other utilities. Okay, we can see here you can use it, something like of Windows shutdown utility. Okay, there is a lot of things actually, but devprof is a very good utility to as you see here, that we can use a certain profile to be the default profile for other users. Why we are using a certain user profile to be the default profile for other users? Because we need to unify the setting for the setting or the user setting for all users. So we need to choose a certain user profile and make it the default or the master profile for other users. So we will use this program. You can see the website. This is the different utilities. So let's go and see. We'll begin using the program. So let's continue. So now we can open the virtual machine. Okay, and then power on this virtual machine, and then Kera04 will be the default profile for all of the Windows users on Windows 11. So now we will go to the Windows 11, and by the way, to make this operation we need to create another user, and from this user we use the devprof program to make Kera04 the default user profile. We will see that in a moment. So now I will type the password and then press enter. Okay, so some of the setting of Kera04 profiles, for example, his shortcuts, his taskbar icons, we need all of his shortcuts and all of the taskbar icons of Kera04 to appear for all of the users on Windows 11, and the desktop, for example, background and the different setting, Windows setting, we need all of this setting to be available for all of the user profiles. So we'll make Kera04 the default user profile. So let's see how we can do this. We will first copy the program. It's actually a very simple program. It is used through the command prompt, and actually the only thing that this utility will not copy, it's the default programs of the user. So for example, if Kera04 default program for viewing, for example, PDFs is Adobe Reader, it will not be copied to the default profile or to be copied to other user profiles. You need to do this manually. Okay, so anyway, we will go and copy the program. I have it already downloaded, and then we need to create another user on the Windows 11, and through this user we will make Kera04 the default user profile for Windows. So we'll copy the program. Okay, show more options, or we copy this one. Okay, and go to the departition and then paste. So now this is the program. If you double click on it, you will see that the program is actually an exe file. Okay, we will access this exe file using the command prompt. Okay, so we will go actually also, and in this lab we will use two tweakers that we have downloaded earlier to tweak the Windows 11. We have the Windows Club tweaker and the WinIRO tweaker. So we'll use these tweakers to tweak the Windows 11 to our benefit, tweak the appearance, tweak the different options, disable or enable different options. And actually these tweakers use the registry entries to control the Windows 11 or to customize the Windows 11 different options, the appearance and the setting of the Windows, for example, like the desktop background, the different setting of the Windows 11. So now we know this is the location of the devprof. We will access this program from the command prompt, okay? And actually for this program to work, it needs to install a certain service in the Windows services, so it will be able to copy the Windows or copy your the profile that you need to be the default profile. So it will install a Windows service called forensic Windows service, okay? If you are not if you are not sure that this service it is harmful or not, you can use the program and then disable the service that this program uses, or do not work with the program at all. But anyway, I didn't find any problems with this program. So now we will go and create another user, or actually we will enable the local administrator account or the default local administrator account for this machine, and we will use it. But before that we need to rename it, because one of the best practices is to rename the default Windows local administrator account, because the hackers know this account name, and to set a password for this account, because in most cases this account doesn't have a password, okay? So now we will rename the account anything else than administrator, and then we will provide a password and then we will use this user to copy the profile or the care of profile setting to be the default profile setting for the Windows, okay? So now we will log off, okay, and then use the other user, okay, to copy the profile of care of to be the default Windows profile, and we will test this setting by creating a user called test and see if he will have the same Windows setting for care of 4. So let's first go and use the user and log in with the user, and the first thing we will see that the Windows setting for care of will be different than the Windows setting of care of 4. The desktop is different, the icons or the shortcuts are different, even the open shell program is not available on this profile, okay? So we can see here that there is different Windows setting, okay, because this is the different user, and every user have his own setting, or he has his own profile. Even the taskbar menu icons are different than care of taskbar icons, okay? So now we need to unify all of the profiles to have the same appearance and the same setting of care of 4. So now we need to go to the command prompt and then go to the folder that contains the devprof program, and after that we will issue a command to copy the profile of care of 4. So now we will go, first we will right click this one. First I try to access the Windows terminal through the PowerShell, but I have a issue here with this command or with this PowerShell terminal option. So I need to right click and then tell him run, and then type cmd to access the command prompt of Windows, but this should be done under the administrator privileges, okay? So now we need to tell him, and by the way, devprof is the only program that I used and is the only program that successfully copies the Windows profiles and make it as a default profile for other users. I've tried other programs, but it's the only program that works, okay? So now what we will do, we have access the command prompt. We'll go to the D partition by typing D dots and then tell him dir to list all of the folders in the partition, and then we'll tell him cd devprof2 or change directory to access devprof2 folder, and then we will tell him devprof care of 4. So by telling him devprof care of 4, we are telling him to make care of 4 the default profile for all of the users on the Windows 11. So simple as that. Just type devprof and then the profile name that you need it to be the default profile for all of the users on any Windows operating system, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows XP. Okay, but actually we are working now with Windows 11. So now we will tell him dev prof, okay, and then space Kira04. First you will be asked to install a service or a Windows service. Let's press enter. So here is saying that dev prof needs to install forensic app APPX management service. This is a Windows service to manage Windows Store apps for the default profile. So he will copy the Windows Store apps also of Kira04 to be the default Windows Store apps for other users. But to do this, he need to install a service in the Windows services. So tell him yes, okay, and if you need to disable it later, you can do this, okay, or to remove it completely, okay, why or yes. So now you will take a little bit of time, and then you will see that the service is running, and he will tell you that the profile is copied and changed to be the default profile for the Windows. But he will have error too. Ignore this error because it will not affect you, okay. You will see that he said that cannot copy Kira of documents because I have changed the location of documents from the C partition to the D partition. So this is why the error appears, okay. Anyway, you don't need to copy the profile or to copy the documents. We need only to copy the setting, okay, of the profile. Anyway, so now we will try to make a user called test and see what the desktop will look like, what the icons on the desktop will look like, what the icons in the taskbar will look like. All of these things we need to see. If we go to services.msc, we will see that there is the service called forensic app management. It will be listed in the Windows services. So let's go and see. So this is the service that will be used to copy the Windows Store apps from the profile of Karim to be the default user's profile Windows Store app, okay. So now this is the service. Make sure it is opened and it is working, okay. So now let's try and see what we will do, or what will happen if we create a user and then log in with it and see what will be his Windows setting, or Windows setting, or what will be his profile setting, okay. So now we are making sure that we have all of things. Here we'll create an user, another user, we call it test, and we log in with it to see what it will do, okay, or what the setting of the profile will be. It should be typical to the Windows or profile setting of Kira04. We will see that in a moment. So this is one thing, to unify the profile setting for all of the users using the devprof program. So let's go and see. Actually, it's a very useful utility. I have used it a lot. So we will sign out, and then we'll try and see what the test user will look like. And by the way, we need to disable Kira04 after finishing the process, okay. We need to disable this account, okay. And we can leave this account, and then we will remove the test account because we're only testing it. So it's 1 2 3, and then press enter. Now we will see that it looks typically like the K4 profile or Windows profile, okay, setting. We will see that in a moment, just when we log in first. So we will pause the video and then log in. Here we can see the same icons appear on the desktop for test as Kira04, the same icons, the same taskbar programs, okay, taskbar programs shortcuts. And by the way, you need, when you first log in with any user in the Windows, you need to click on the different user folders, so to be moved from the C to the D. Remember that I have moved it in the previous video from C to D, but to this process to complete, you need to first create an account and log in with it, and then press on these folders one time. So after that everything will be okay. If you create a second user, you will see that all of the folders will be transferred automatically. But for the transfer of the folders to be successfully implemented, you need, after changing their location with Kira04 user, to create another user, log in with it, and then press on these folders to complete the migration process of the folders. Okay, so after that, if I have created test2, these folders will be moved automatically. I don't need to press on them or to click on them. This is only done once. Okay, so anyway, I've clicked on every folder, and then if I go to the departition and my documents, we will see that all of the folders are moved. Okay, so all of the folders are moved. So this means that we have successfully moved the folders from the C to the D partition. Okay, so now this is one thing. We have used devprof to make the Windows setting or the Windows profile setting for Kira to be available for all users. Okay, so after that we will use the two tweakers for Windows Club Tweaker and WinIRO Tweaker to change the Windows 11 appearance and setting. Okay, and actually I will only change one setting that I found it very uncomfortable. Okay, when you right click, I will tell you what is this option. So this option annoys me a lot because it hides a lot of useful options, and it takes a lot of time to make these options appear. So let me show you what I mean here. If when it comes, I will notify you. Okay, so we will just log off, and then we will use the different tweakers, okay, for the Windows Club Tweaker and the WinIRO Tweaker. Okay, so we'll just click and then tell him log off or sign out, and now we need to go and use the different tweakers to see how we can change the Windows 11. And by the way, if you use the tweakers on a certain user profile, it will only affect this profile. It will not affect other users' profile. Even if I use devprof to copy this profile to be the default profile, it will not be transferred. So the tweakers are only done to a certain user profile. So we will see that in a moment, and I will show you all how we can make these tweakers to affect all users' profiles, not only one profile. So now we are extracting the different tweakers, and then we will see them, or we will try to explore them. Okay, so this is the Windows Ultimate Tweaker. So double click on it. Okay, and then tell him yes. So now tell him okay. Here is telling you that if you are playing with the setting of the Windows 11 through this tweaker, he recommends you to create a restore point. A restore point here, it means they are taking a backup of the operating system. So if the tweaks that you have done is not working properly, you can restore this backup, or to restore your original system setting. Okay, so this utility will play with the system setting. So you are taking a backup of the system setting. So if these changes are not correct or corrupted or not working properly, you can return your original system state setting. Okay, so we will do this. Here you can do this through the program, or use this, or do this through the Windows. You can tell him to go to System Restore, or to go to here. You can tell him to create a restore point, or go to System Protection and tell him to create a restore point. Okay, so we will do this. Let me go further here. So we go further, just a moment. So this is the utility itself. It looks a little bit contains a lot of things. So here you can customize the Windows 11, the taskbar, the file explorer, a lot of things, user accounts, performance setting, security and privacy, close the different privacy setting, browsers, you can play with the browsers, context menu. What we mean by context menu, this is the menu where right click on the taskbar or on the desktop. This is called context menu. Okay, so you can play with this context menu to display whatever you like. Okay, this is the context menu. Okay, so this is a lot of things actually. You can do a lot of things actually. Here I will not play with this options. I only need to do one thing, to return something called restore Windows 10 styled context menu, because in Windows 11 when you right click here you will see an option down here says more options, and it hides a lot of options that was previously listed here under more options. Okay, I need to clear this. I need all of the options to be displayed in front of me, not to be hidden under a sub menu. Okay, so we will do this, or I will do this option not through the Windows tweaker or Windows Club tweaker, but through the WinIRO tweaker. Okay, so we will do this, but not through this menu. So let's first, before working with any tweaker, the Windows Club tweaker or the WinIRO tweaker, to take a restore point. How we will do this, let me show you all. So what we will do, we will go and tell him right click this PC and we will take a restore point. So just before this, okay, let me go further. I think we can take a little bit off. Okay, there is no restore point. Okay, we need to take a restore point, but before that I will also go and install the WinIRO tweaker. So I install the WinIRO tweaker. You can set it up on the machine or make it portable. Okay, not to be installed, only to run it, not to install it. So you have two options: to install the program or to run the program. Okay, run the program from a USB or run it from where it is downloaded. Okay, you will not install it on the system. So we will accept the license agreement. Next, for all users, not for the or for the current user. If you do not need this program to be available for all users. Anyway, we will not create a shortcut, or we will not let the shortcut to be available to anyone. Okay, and then we will run the IRO tweaker. Okay, and we will see also the different options for this tweaker. Okay, I agree, tell him to I agree to use the program. So here tell him yes. So let's continue, guys. Here we will see we have seen the Windows Club tweaker, and this is the WinIRO tweaker. Here we can see different options to tweak the Windows 11. Here I need only to use the classic full context menu. This is the one that I am interested in, to change the way the context menu of Windows 11 to be the same as Windows 10, because there is some changes in the context menu of Windows 11. This is the different options, so we are discovering the different options. You can use all of them. Okay, for example, we need to disable the Cortana. Let me see the thing concerning the classic. So here what we will do, we will go to the classic context menu. So let me go first here. We tell him the context classic menu. Just a moment. Here we need to, here let's see here, this we need to enable this option. I will only use this option, or only this tool to tweak this option. Turn on a classic context menu in Windows 11. The OS will display full menus directly without you having to click on show more options. We will enable this. Okay, and there is a very useful thing in this tool, that it shows you how this tweak works. It will show you how he will enable this option by changing a certain registry key. He will show you how to do this in a manual way, the registry key name, how to change it in a manual way, or you can change it in an automatic way using the program. Anyway, we will enable this option, and I will show you all what how the context menu will be changed. Here you can also disable the Cortana, but anyway we will go further, or we'll go directly and we will see here what happened here. The menu is different. Okay, this is not the context menu of Windows 11. Windows 11 you will see here under personalize something called show more options. Okay, but here this is context menu is changed, so I need this change not to reflect Keyra-Off profile but to reflect all of the user's profile. Okay, this will not work by defprof. It will not copy this change to be reflected in all of the users profiles or all of the users in the Windows. We need to do this using a script. So we will go to the WinIRO website and see how this change is done using the registry, and we'll create a script to run on every user in this Windows to do the same effect. Okay, so let's see how this change is done. Okay, so let's go further. This is the ultimate tweaker. I don't need it anyway, so we'll go further. So I think what I have done here I have already restart. So what I'm doing here, okay, here we need to do something actually. After doing the tweak, we need to I need a little something change to be reflected to all of users or all of the users profiles. We need to in the storage setting, we need to tell him that the new documents or anything to be saved to the D partition, not to the C partition. So we need to do this on Keyra-Off profile and all of the users profile. So we tell him D. So we need to have new apps saved to D, all the new documents saved to D, new music to save to D. So we need all the new documents to be created and saved to the D partition. Okay, so we save space for the operating system, and if a virus affects the C partition, all of your documents will be in a safe place. So we need to apply all of these setting, and we need to make sure that this setting will be reflected to other users. So we will apply it, and then we will use the defprof to copy the profile of Keyra-Off again to be the default profile. So this setting will be reflected to all of the users. So any change in Keyra-Off profile, you need again to use defprof to copy this change and make it, or copy this change and make it to the default profile. Okay, so now we have done this. So we need to go and again copy Karim Raouf or Keyra-Off profile to be the default profile after changing this setting, okay, to be reflected to all of the users profiles in the future. Okay, so now we will do this. We will change it, and then we will tell him sign out, and then we will go to the Keyra-Off 1 user and copy again the profile of Karim to reflect this change to all of the users profile. So we tell him Keyra-Off 1, and then we will go and log in and copy again Keyra-Off profile after changing the storage setting to be reflected to all of the users profiles, the current user profiles and the future users profile. Okay, because I don't think this is related to the computer setting, this is related to the user setting. Anyway, so we are just taking a precaution that this setting will be reflected to all of the users. So right click and then tell him run, and then we will go to the defprof folder and tell him to copy the profile of Karim to be the default profile again after changing the storage setting. So run, then we tell him cmd, and then go to the D, and then defprof cd defprof. You can tell him D and then tab to complete the name of the folder, defprof Keyra-Off 4. We will copy the profile to reflect the new changes that we have done. Okay, so now it is already reflected. We will tell him exit, and then we need to I think here we need to create another user to test the changes in the setting, because the profile is already created. This will appear with the newly created users, not with the current created users. Okay, this is one thing to be noted. Okay, the change that I have done will not reflect current users, it will reflect future users. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. I think what I'm doing here, so we'll go and tell him a new user, tell him test2. We need to create another user to reflect or to see the changes, okay, to the storage setting that we have done. This will not reflect test, okay, because it is done before the change. This will be done after the change. Okay, so let's see test2. We can go further and we can see the setting here. I think here what I am doing here, this is the desktop. Anyway, so here I'm trying to delete test1, so we will do not do this. We will go and we will delete here. What we're doing here, we will go to accounts, okay, and then we will change, or we will delete test1. Okay, we will need to delete test. Okay, we need to delete the user as a profile and his documents or his data. So we remove the account and data. So we'll delete the account, and then we will use test2 to see if the storage setting will be applied to him. Okay, so we need to go now and log off and then log in back and see the changes. So right click and sign out. Okay, and then we will return back to the tweakers to see how we can apply the full context menu option to all of the users on the Windows 11. We will create a script to do this. Okay, so here we will go and then we'll go to test2 and login, and we will see if the storage setting is applied to him. Okay, so now we will pause and then we need to go to the control panel or go to the setting and see the storage setting. Here let's see here, this is okay, this is the Windows 11 okay context menu. Okay, this is not the Windows 10 context menu. Remember, there is a difference. Okay, if you show Kera of context menu, there is a difference here. Okay, this is Windows 11. Okay, we need to change it to Windows 10 context menu. So we will see that, and actually WinIRO affected Kera of profile, not this profile. So this change will not be reflected to other users' profiles. Okay, so now we need to see the setting before and see the storage setting. If you open the storage, okay, and then we need to go and see if the storage option will be applied to him, or the newly created storage or where new content is saved. Here it is applied to D, so this means that the setting is migrated or it is already affecting him. Okay, so we need to change this context menu to be more like Windows 10. Okay, if for example right click here, this is what we mean here. This is show more options. Okay, we need this option, or if you click on this option it will give you more options. So before that there is the context menu displayed all of the options in one place, but here to save some space, Windows or Microsoft grouped some of the options under the option of show more options. This is a little bit annoying. I need to have all of the options displayed in one place or in one window, and all of these icons to be copy paste, not as icons. This is the Windows 10 context menu. The Windows 11 context menu, it is not easy and it is annoying me. So we need to change it from Windows 11 context menu to Windows 10 context menu. Okay, so we will create a script to be applied to all users to change the context menu, okay, of Windows 11 to be more like Windows 10. So this is the thing. We will go and see how the WinIRO utility changed the context menu. We will see the registry key, we will see how it works, and we will create a script to do the same thing. Okay, and we will use the task scheduler to run this script to change the Windows 11 context menu to Windows 10 context menu when the users log in. So let's go and see. First we will go to the WinIRO, or we'll see how this option works. First we log into the Kira04 user, and then we will go to the website of WinIRO to see how he can change the Windows 11 context menu to the Windows 10 context menu. You will see the registry key that he has changed, how this is done, how we can do it manually, but we will do it as a script. So let's see. Here we can see that there is a difference. Okay, this is the Windows 10 context menu. Here we can see view, sort, refresh. This is not the Windows 11 context menu. We need it to be the same here. Okay, so let's go to the WinIRO utility and see how he can do this change. So we will open I don't need to open the Windows Club. Here we need to open the WinIRO. Anyway, I have already set up the program, so we will go and open the WinIRO. Okay, I have already installed it, so we open the WinIRO tweaker, and then we open this tweaker, and then tell him yes, and then we will click on classic menu context, and then we will tell him how this, if you click on this one, see detailed on how these tweaks work. If we click on this, it will go to a web page and it will tell us how he has done this. The program is doing it in an automatic way, but he will show us how we can do this in a manual way. He will tell you where the registry key to be changed, how we can change it, okay, and what we need to do after that. So after this registry key is changed, we need to restart the Windows Explorer to have or to see the effect of the context menu, okay, or to see the context menu effect. So here this is how you can do it in details. Okay, here he gives you the registry key to be changed, or he gives you a ready-made registry key. You just double click on it and the registry key will be applied. Okay, so he will give you, here we can see that this is the registry key to be added. So if you go to the command prompt and run this command, it will change the Windows 11 context menu to Windows 10. So what we will do, we will take this line and put it in a script and tell the task scheduler to run this script when the users log in. Okay, so what we will do, we need to add this key to change the context menu, and after that the Windows Explorer should be restarted to see the effect. Okay, so we will go further. Here we can go further, and if you go further here, I will save this one. So I am printing this document to save it so I can see it, or we can use it later. And then this is the PDF. I will change it, and then let's see something here else, guys. Here we need to, here this is the command here, so I will create a script and run this command in it. Okay, and we need to do something. We need to restart the Windows Explorer to have an effect. So after that we need to go down, and we have something like, let's see here, we go further, we need to go further down, we need to run a command to restart the Windows Explorer. Okay, so restart Windows Explorer. What we need to do, we need to restart the Windows Explorer after running this command. So what we will do, we will create a script to change the Windows 11 context menu to Windows 10 and then restart the Windows Explorer to see the effect. Here he is giving you a ready-made registry, so you can download this registry key, double click on it, and it will change the registry for you. You don't need to do this through the command prompt, but still you need to restart the File Explorer in Windows 11 after changing or after applying this registry key. So we will do all of this in a script and let the task scheduler run this script automatically when every user log in to the Windows 11. So we will do this. First of all, we need to see the command to restart the Explorer or the File Explorer. So here if you go further, here we can go. So this is how you can run or you can restart the Windows Explorer, but there is another command after that. Tell him start Explorer. So this will kill the File Explorer, okay, but it will not start it. Okay, so you need to type another thing called start Explorer. Let me show you all the command in detail. So if you need to restart the command, so what we will do, we will take this restart, so restart file explorer, cmd, so let's continue, guys. Here this command is not complete because it will kill the File Explorer, but it will not restart it. So this is the real, or this is the right command to restart or to kill the File Explorer and restart it. So what is the File Explorer? Let me show you all, guys, what is the File Explorer. If you open this PC, this is what we mean. This is the File Explorer. So this is the program that is used to explore your hard disk or explore your partition. This is File Explorer. This is not the Internet Explorer. There's a difference. Or this is not a browser. This is a local browser, and it only browses your partitions. Okay, so it will kill this. We need for the Windows 10 context menu to be applied, we need to kill or to restart this File Explorer. So this is the command to use. So this is the command to use. So we will take this line, okay, we will take this line, and then we will add it to the registry key, and we will put all of them in one script. So we will take this, so we need to add another key, so we'll copy it, okay, and put it in the same document. So here if you go to the registry, okay, or here this is the registry key, and then this is, we will make these two lines in a script. So the first line will add the registry key, or will change the registry key, and the second line will restart the File Explorer. Okay, we will do this in a batch file. So we will save this as a notepad. This stays a text file. We will change the extension from .text to .bat, and then we will take this script and run it in a scheduled way through the task or the Windows task scheduler. So we'll do this. So this is one thing, and I have another script. One of my colleagues have given to me, engineer Khaled Goma. This is a script to clean the temp files and other temp things, or it is used to clear space on your C partition which the operating system resides on. So this is a very good script to clean some space on the C partition by deleting temp files, icons, temp files, and so on. So I will leave this script or the two scripts to to change the context menu and to clean the temp files, okay, in the description section in a Google Drive link. Okay, so we will use this script, okay, and then I will have another script to clean some space. So this is it. You can actually also download, this is the registry key, okay, so you do not need to run it in a command prompt. You can run the registry key, okay, so this is a registry key. Double click on it, it will apply the registry key. You don't need it to be applied using the command prompt, but take care, this registry key will not restart the File Explorer. So it is better to do it using a batch file. So we have done this already. Now we need to use the task scheduler to create a task to run this script. First of all, we need to change it, okay, from text to .bat. Okay, so now I need to change the extension from .text to .bat. Okay, okay, first of all, there is no spaces. Take care that the file should not have any spaces, okay, because this annoys the Windows. If it sees spaces on the file, maybe it will not be applied. So now we will go and tell him view and show file extensions, and then change it from .text to .bat, and then we will go to the task scheduler and let him run this script. Okay, so this will be a script that will be applied to all users to change the context menu from Windows 11 context menu to Windows 10. So we will copy it, and I will leave it in the Google Drive link in the description section in the video. So I'm copying the file and then paste. Okay, and then paste here full context.bat, and then there is another script to clean temp files. Okay, so now we can go, and also we have another script that we will use the task scheduler to run it on a scheduled time. So this is the Windows terminal, this is a PowerShell terminal anyway. So let me go further here. So I will, in the upcoming video, I will let you know how we can apply these two scripts, but here we will need first to prepare them, and in the upcoming video I will tell you how we can apply this script. So now we need to go to get another script to clean temp files. This is a script that is used to clean temp files on the C partition and other things. Actually, it doesn't clean only the temp files, it clears or cleans other files that are not necessary, or it is not used by the operating system to clear some space on the C partition. Okay, so we will tell him this is the clean.txt. We will copy it and we will rename it to .bat. Okay, and then we will use this clean.bat and full context.bat to be run through the task scheduler on scheduled time. Okay, on all users. So we'll do this. So let me first copy it, and I think here I am creating another user, maybe, I don't know. Let me see what we are doing here. Users. So I need to delete the test user. So we'll go to setting and we will delete the user, and then we will create a task to run the clean.bat and to run the full context.bat. This will be run once the user logged in. This is the condition. The script will run through the task scheduler when the user logs in. Okay, so where I will put these two scripts, I will put it in the C partition in a folder called scripts, and I will tell the task scheduler to go there and run the scripts. And actually this will be taken in the master image, so this is a good thing to run these scripts locally. You can do this through the group policy, through the Active Directory, or you can run it locally through the scheduled task manager or task scheduler of Windows locally. So we'll copy and put it in the folder, and then we will create a script, or we'll create a task to run these two scripts. So now we will go to the control panel, I think, and we will go to the so I will stop here. We will run, or we run this through the task scheduler. Let's stop here. This is minute number 49:55. So we'll continue this video, or we continue the rest of the video on our upcoming video. This is the minute number 53. Hope this video was informative for you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.